Oh, what the... Guys, what happened to honor and democracy and everything?
Нет, я понимаю. Просто я соскучилась.
People don't just turn into things.
I do.
The guy with the money. And the gun.
Nailed it. I know. Thank you. Moving on.
Do you hear that? It's the winds of change.
Knock, knock, knock. Can you hear me? All good? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see we have a very active chat today. I'm very happy and grateful. Thank you for your patience and thank you for being so nice. I see compliments for the students. These works are so good. I absolutely agree. Well, you can finally settle down. Hopefully you have already, I don't know, brewed some tea or coffee, got your snacks, all you need. Because you're going to be in for a ride, and I advise you very much to keep your eyes open and peeled so you will receive as much information as possible. So, how is everyone going? Feel free to introduce yourself in the chat like the people before us did if you haven't yet before. Also, feel free to include what kind of drink you're drinking today or what from country you are. I'm just happy to chat with you a little bit. I'm also going to be sending a big warm hello to all of our students who have participated and sent their animations, whether they've been working on our big grad projects like Brain Damage from Pink Floyd. You've probably seen a video we've released like yesterday, or maybe some students who have been sending their, sketch OC animations in our Discord server. Completely awe-inspiring. I'm so happy to have a community like this. Thank you. And I see a lot of familiar faces in the chat as well. Hello, very happy to see you. And if you're not a student or not a part of our school, I think, and if you ever felt that you wanted to start your animation journey, I think this is a perfect place, at least to think about it, and stay on a workshop because this is a perfect demonstration of what we have in store. And today, our 2D animation mentor, Edward Kurchevsky, will be revealing the secrets of lip syncing. So please give a warm shout out and a hi to our mentor today in chat. And also, it's a good demonstration because we start our new courses in June. So you have just enough time to think about everything, join our Discord, join the community, get acquainted, and start, a journey that may last a lifetime. So, caught you while you were drinking tea, but would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Edward Kurchevsky. I'm a teacher in AnimationClub.School. It's been already...
Well, I think no stream I don't know if they can hear me or not. Maybe one moment they will. But I think no stream can be perfect without some audio inconsistencies or bandwidth inconsistencies. I think that's just like a staple. If we're meeting together, we're gonna have a fun ride. That's probably sometimes doesn't have any sound on. Let's see, can you hear us now? There's probably going to be a little delay, but I wanted to hear all of you first before we actually go on to the lip sync, because there's like a lot of stuff. Yes, we finally got, yes, it's all good. Finally, we've been waiting for you. I've already braided my hair, drank some tea. We can get back to Edward's introduction. So everyone is waiting for us and everyone's so very nice. Thank you for telling us that we don't have any sound.
Yes, better
free to
soon than
continue.
later.
What I interrupted you on.
So I'm
Oh,
continuing.
we can
right?
start over. Yeah, however you want to go.
You can start with your introduction. No, you can.
I mean, I don't have.
You okay?
I mean,
Okay.
for those who don't know me, I'm Kata. I host most of the streams. I'm a student of Animation Club.School. And also we have a bunch of fun activities on the Discord channel you can check out. So I'm going to go back to you, Edward, so we can give you a proper
Yes,
attention this time.
Hello again. My name is Edward Kurchevsky. I'm a teacher in Animation Club School already for 7 years. It's almost 8, and yeah, today we're gonna do some acting shot. And we will animate. I mean, we choose one short sentence from a Sherlock Holmes movie, like old one, and we're gonna animate the character made by Andrei Sidari. It's our mentor of art direction. He was mentor on this music video that we did for the Pink Floyd competition. And yeah, you can join his course. Or you can anyway get some feedback if you're animating. If you're already participating in this short film creation course, you will anyway get some meetings with him. That's very nice. And today, yeah, he's very talented, and I love his characters, and we're gonna animate one of them today. I hope it's gonna be interesting and fun. It's a lot to do, so we will see how much we will achieve today, because acting is very complex, and there is many things. I already prepared some keys, but not all of them. So we're gonna have fun today.
Yeah, we're going to have some stuff prepared, and some is going to happen right here before your very eyes as proof. Amazing. So before we completely lift off into the galaxy of insights and knowledge, I want to set up a couple of ground rules for everyone in the chat. There are people who are new here and might not know how everything goes. The chat is here not only to say hello and talk about where are you from, it's also a perfect place to ask any questions you have about the topic of the discussion today, about animation, about our school, courses, anything related basically to animation and the school. Feel free to ask. I will just only ask you 2 things. First is to try to put the word question in all caps before you actually type the question out, as you can see in our pinned message. I don't want to miss your question. And since the chat is a lot more active than usual, I might. So it will be a favor for both of us if you put a big question, because I'll probably will be more likely to voice it out. And second, of course, be kind and remember that your question is sometimes not voiced right away. But that's probably a good thing, because that means I just want to have some extra attention and discussion for this question. So I'm keeping it for a time where we'll have enough space to do so. And plus, it's just another reason for you to keep watching when I'll actually ask your question. Well, most likely. I don't think I have any more rules I want to discuss today. And I think we can go straight to the insights. Straight to the knowledge.
Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay. So I will explain what I'm doing first when I have an acting to do. Usually this is our character today. usually when you work for a studio for some animation like project, you get the animatic, right? So you're not usually not creating the short by yourself if you're not working if you're not doing some personal work. So in animatic, there is already composition, there is already placement of the character. Sometimes, if it's good budget, if there is a good budget for the project, there is also layouts. Sometimes you need to do layouts by yourself. So basically, you need to be also good artist, like a good drawer. But here I have, since it's a workshop, we picked some character of Andre Sidari, as I mentioned before. This is actually, if to be honest, this is our this is a character from. It's not the character. It's one of the versions of the character that I'm developing. It's my personal project, but this character is one of the versions that we didn't pick, but he's still adorable. I mean, we didn't pick
Yes.
not because he is bad. It's just we was looking for different character,
Ah,
different
different vibe.
yeah, different vibe. But he is amazing, so I wanted to use him. So yeah, be patient, and sooner or later you're gonna hear about this project. Anyway, well, so this guy, I picked him, and like Kata was helping me with the sound, and we picked some sound. I will share my sound with you.
Yeah, the sound is from a movie called Sherlock Holmes: The Silver Blaze. It's about how a horse got stolen, and it's on YouTube and has been for like 10 years. So feel free after the stream to go watch and have like a session. Maybe we'll find a better acting voice clip that
Yeah.
you can actually do yourself.
So I turn on the sound.
You've been watching me, haven't you?
So we have this sentence, and I felt that this sentence is perfect for this kind of character. So let's see. After listening this acting
Been watching
sound.
me, haven't you?
I did bunch of references. I always use myself as a rough animation or pre-rough animation. It's better for me. It's easier to see myself, how I'm moving, how I'm acting this sentence, to imagine better how my character will do that. Also, like placement of the body, angle, placement of the camera, some gestures, or some desynchronization, some movement, right? So after the sound and the character, when I already picked a character for the sound, I'm doing reference, and here I have two versions. I picked last one, but I also like the previous one. There is no sound. So I like this one because there is a turn, and there is the motion what I wanted. Like they're very suspicious and very not pleased, I would say. And then watching you, I had some accent on my eyebrows. So, and my body, my head went up. So there is a nice arc. So basically, in my references, I'm looking for nice gestures, nice arcs, nice rhythms, nice expressions, as close as possible to what I want to draw. Otherwise, the reference is not very useful. I mean, not very useful in many ways. It's exactly, you can make a list of things that your reference can cover. Like I already listed it, and as many as possible you have to. I mean, in my opinion, you have to complete in your reference, like movement, speed, I mean rhythm, expressions, like desynchronizations, poses, like I already listed 5. So as many as you can, you have to accomplish in your reference, and it's gonna help you. Camera composition is gonna help you to animate straight away. Yeah, also here, and aren't you? I have also this eyebrows movement and my eyes, and this is another one. Just more expressive. You've been watching me, aren't you? Yeah. So this one I picked, and what I had. I still missing one frame, so we're gonna make it together. But I'm sorry, it's a bit loud. I think. I'm not sure if you're gonna see all of my frames. I think not. Unfortunately, Zoom is not the best application to stream frame by frame the screen. But still.
You've
Looks
been
amazing.
watching me, haven't you?
It's not finished. I still miss one frame there in the end.
You've been watching me, haven't you?
But it's good. It's good that I miss one frame, because I will show you how because this guy he's already a little bit in tie down. He's already in position, but it's not how I start my pose. I have to since thanks to my reference, I can I don't need to look to search a lot, so I can already start my my pose straight away. And be sure about the pose, and I have to just put the pose in the screen and already make it like in a rough tie down. What you see here, it's a rough stage, but since it's already this guy already has many like face in proportions and design, this stage called tie down. Basically this stage is the last stage before last step before going to clean. But again, this is already still keys, and when I do my animation, I prefer to have keys uh, already in tie down. But it's not how I usually suggest to work to my students, because usually students don't have like experience in the process. I suggest them to make first rough animation of all movement, because here I have only keys, right? But I know what I'm doing here. But for students, I suggest you just to make like drawings like that, like very rough with with the crosses, just to know where the body is. So and make the whole animation like that. Yeah, just to see emotion, just to see position, of course, like the hands and stuff, but more simple version. But later, after when you found your animation, found your movement, and you also read very well your reference that helps you, you can already go to tie down. But since I'm doing it for myself and I know what I'm doing, I want to save some time for the workshop. I already doing some drawings in tie down right away here. Okay, so far, let's check how it was in a reference. So we start here, right? In the reference, it was in this position. Then of course it's not one to one, because I did it very fast, and I didn't start to draw by then. I just made it before drawing, and when I start to draw, because of the character, of his proportions, and he's like, he has a tail, he has a stick. So I wanted to make, I changed a little bit his position, so I have his arms a little bit differently, but the idea is there. So the character is in the back, from the back, like 3/4, and he's like turning. After that, my character turn here. Me, I was a little bit too aggressive, but here I wanted to like to start like my character being just suspicious, or just to turn with the with just starting his emotions, like complaining about someone watching him. Because otherwise, because me, I'm all the time in the reference very, very pissed, like very, very angry, but I don't it's not very always interesting to have the same expression. Again, I'm not Oscar actor, right? So I'm doing how I feel, but of course, like when I'm doing animation, I modify my reference. I don't need to copy it one to one, right? So he started like that. Watching is this basically expression, you see. What I have, like my body a little bit turning around, but since I'm sitting, I didn't know that my character was standing. I thought he's gonna be close up, but since his body is super short, I needed to add his legs, but I didn't want to turn to record again. So I wanted to already use my reference. So since I'm sitting a little bit, it's a little bit different. So I suggest you to not be like me, like lazy like me. Go like make reference as perfect as possible. I mean, close to what you want to do. Okay, if your character is standing, I suggest you to stand up. Yeah, but me, no. But the main idea is here. It's in my face. I have a little bit my face like rotated, tilted up. It's the main thing what I wanted, and I wanted to turn him toward the camera. You see also that my body is not turning like synchronized. You see the face like turned here, the body is here, and the pelvis is still from other side, right? And this is good because when your character is moving like a robot, completely turning everything together, it's not interesting. You have to think about desynchronization in your movement. Here, it's not clear yet, but my leg is changing. This leg, let's say it's X, yeah, is going here. And this is very complicated thing. In the keys, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work properly. But when we're gonna do breakdowns between what we're gonna do today, we have to transfer our weight and transfer the leg forward. And it's very important. And what you also see here in my animation, that I have frame. You see this gray frame here. This is very important because usually when we do animation and also in the project in the studio, we have borders. And these borders are very important to understand where my character is going out of the frame. Sometimes I need to move him. Sometimes it gives me more, more information. For example, I don't see his feet, right? But he's a little bit moving. He's making a step, and as far as I can see, it's gonna help me to understand where his legs are going. Because imagine that I have only my camera here. I mean my project here and my camera also here, and it's more difficult to understand, for example, bending the knee. You see, I would never see my knees, but now I see them and I can draw them. And thanks to that, everything what's in the camera gonna be more precise, more like well thought. Okay, so this is extremely important, and many students, like skipping it. Another part, what I usually say to my students, it's thumbnails. Especially when the character is not completely in the frame. For example, as here, my legs are going out, right? So I don't see my legs. But if my character is walking, like here, for example, he's transferring his weight, how I will understand what's going on out of the frame? I can of course I can change my project, can scale. I mean, to show my legs, but sometimes when you work for the studio, you cannot change project size. It's already been prepared for, just put it in After Effects in compositing or something else. And if you're gonna change the size, it will not work with the final product, with the final, I mean, with another stage of the shot. So never do that. And here, for example, I usually on a different layer suggest students to make a thumbnail where your character is, standing here, and you see his legs completely. For example, we have these legs like a frog, and he has a stick, right? And you have a stick that goes out as well, and the arms. It doesn't need to be precise drawing, just like that. And with these drawings, you will understand where's your, weight, how he is standing, properly. And when he will move, you'll also have to, change him on a thumbnail, of course, in different frame. But still, it's gonna help you a lot. So this is very important. Okay. Is it not too loud for you guys? Let us know, because sometimes, I mean, the sound of the TV paint of the dialogue monologue.
Yeah. Well, we got a perfectly active chat today, so if something goes wrong on our end, they'll be the first to tell us.
Perfect.
But for now, chat has been mesmerized. As soon as you opened the TV paint and started showing the character and everything, I guess people are just so awe-stricken. They can't write anything. Well, me too.
Yeah, this stage is still very rough. Probably when I'm gonna do more breakdowns, it will change a lot. And probably Andre, when he will see this character, he will say like, "Oh no, it's not in the model. You have to change that and that." And that's why when we work with Andre, he always helping me with the layouts, because he's the best in that, and I feel more confident when I work on the shot, because I know like always that character will look perfectly, and I can trust, and he will make corrections, and it's gonna be even better. He's also like perfectionist in this way. Okay, so we miss one frame, last frame, when he will stand up after this pointing finger. And aren't you? I wanted to make, I don't have this expression, but I wanted to make him a little bit up, because here it was squash. Like, aren't you? And going up. So basically, maybe I have something, yeah, it's similar like to that one, to that frame. So if you have something similar frame, I suggest you to use it. Also, if you have TV Paint 11, in our school you have a very nice discount if you're a student of our school. You can use this amazing tool called Guideline. This tool helps you to import a reference and rotate it, scale it, and do whatever you want without, because in TV Paint 10 or previous versions, it was now not possible to do that. And when you do that, your character, your reference is not changing the quality. I can flip. It's just amazing. Just perfect. I always use that, and But well, let's begin without it. I need only one frame here because I like this face. Okay, first I have to understand where my character will go. I think again, usually for the stream I prefer to make these choices before because it takes some time. Now I'm talking, I'm distracted, so I prefer to do it before. But since you have a lack to see it now, let's struggle together.
That's how usually it goes.
Yeah, knee will slightly. He is going up, so knee will slightly unbend, going up. Watching you, aren't you? And he's gonna be probably here. So I usually do that just to check if it's working. Aren't you? Maybe it's too much. And I like his body rotation. I don't want to be him flat. How many people watching us, by the way?
As far as the last time I saw, it was about 30 people. Usually we have someone who jumps in, jumps out.
Oh wow, you have to share our stream with
Yeah,
your
it's like
friends.
a full classroom.
Yeah, you have to
Yes.
share our stream with your friends. Let's have 100 people watching us.
Yes, guys, I'll do a flash mob. You go down
Yeah.
to the description, you
Send-
click share, and you send to 6 or 7 people. Otherwise, you're
No,
banned from
7
the
is
rest
too
of the
much.
streams.
At least for 2 people. For 2 people.
No, at least 8.
8. No. Let's do like modest sharing. At least
15.
at least for 3
Please.
people. At least for 3 people, please share our stream and say like, hey, there is a perfect, very interesting stream is going on.
Yeah,
Please
and last time I
come.
saw it was like about 30 people. Now it's 32. So 2 people have done the right thing and shared the link. Now we're
Yeah.
waiting for the rest of the 30 people. Time's up. Time's up, or we're gonna ban you.
Wow, Kata is like small dictator here.
Like you either invite people or ban completely.
Wow.
Ride
No,
or die.
I'm more diplomatic in the classes.
Yeah, that's true. And if you like what you see, we have classes that are going to start in June 2024. So it's the perfect time to kind of think everything over. Check out our other workshops we have been doing here because we have workshops in visual development, in animation. We even have one demo class for doing some special effects. So you can always find something that is going to be right up your alley. Plus, we have free courses you can try out. You can go to our courses link. It's also down in the description. And I think they put them like right in the first row, so you won't miss them. There's 3 free workshops. One of them is about visual development, about creating a character, and the 2 are basic and intermediate kind of animation challenges where you animate a cup jumping across the screen. And in the easy version, it's just jumping from one side to another. And you can add water, splashes, some steam to it. And in the harder version, you're almost doing like a lily pad challenge where you take your cup and it's far away from the screen and it's jumping in perspective towards you. So not only you have to keep the design consistent, you also have to think about perspective, what do you call it? I had like a lot of words prepared just 5 seconds ago and I forgot all of them. But basically, it's a little bit of a harder challenge. So if you feel you have already tried simple stuff that's like you can manage with, you could try something a little bit harder. Maybe learn something new on the way. And of course, if you like what we see here, you can always join the Discord server because usually the Discord server users are the first one to know what kind of workshops are we going to have. They can also suggest their ideas for the workshops. And I think if I'm correct, I see in the chat, I see you, Ace. And I think initially you were the person who talked about doing a lip sync stream for
So it's your
our
fault.
school. So it's your fault. Say thank
my
you to
God.
Ace, everyone.
Oh my God.
But see, you're just leaving a little suggestion, and maybe one day it's blooming into a full-on workshop. Who knows?
Yeah.
We have a couple of questions.
Go away.
And first
Yes.
is a question. Would you like to try to work as a storyboarder? Or maybe you had already.
I'm doing yes, I'm doing storyboard for myself for my projects. We're launching soon. We're launching our studio, so basically doing my projects and storyboarding for myself. Yeah, but for storyboarding for other people, I'm more confident with the animation, but I would love to try. Yeah, it could be nice because I like telling stories. I was doing storyboards for actually yesterday or 2 days ago. It was launch of third season of Tales of Alatreon. There is a web series made by my friend Mikel Mans, and I was helping with the second season. I was doing a storyboard for for the TV show, for that YouTube show. So yeah, it's fun. I like storyboarding, but usually I'm doing for myself.
Fair enough. Oh, we have another question from Innerman Arts. Have you ever worked or had experience working with animation studio called The Line?
Yeah. I would love to. It's one. It's like, you know, you have achievements in the video games. Like you have. I worked with Sun Creature. I worked with Like a Shed, and now I only left The Line.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite studio. In one of three my favorite studios in the world, and
They're amazing.
I would love to. I would love to work. When I was in the hospital like 2 months ago, the producer of the line was following me and reacting on my stories. Like, so who knows?
Amazing. Yes, I think maybe it's like a question of time, or you know,
I mean,
when it's gonna happen. Not
I have
if.
to write them. I have to write them. Half of my classmates working for them. I just since I was doing something like for myself and teaching, I have not much time. Basically, teaching is one job, but okay, I'm doing it for the like evenings. But still, it's taking me like 3 hours of day, right, of day work. And when I do my project, and if I have freelance, I'll imagine how much work I need to do during the day.
Plus, reviewing works takes also a lot of brain power because you need
It's
to
true.
know how to explain something to a person so they would be able to see it and work on it, showing their strengths in it, like so they would actually receive the information. I think that's also very hard, explaining it so it would be approachable.
Thanks to the time, like I already said, I've been doing it for 7 years or almost 8. It become easier because I know what the common mistakes are. My experience also get better in animation, so I know what to tell, and it's a little bit easier now than it was before. But still, yeah.
That's experience for you.
Yeah.
And Ace, I saw your question that you have deleted. I haven't had enough time to copy it, but if you want to ask it again, feel free. I just wanted to give this a little bit more attention later. And yeah, also reminding all the people in the chat who are watching us right now, feel free to ask us a question about animation, about school, about anything you want to. Just like, let's keep the topics related. And just as I started talking about it, we got another question.
Just a second.
Yeah, for sure. Watching, completely mesmerized. Can you explain a little bit more to us? What are you doing right now? Why are you shifting part of the image?
I'm figuring out the arc now.
Mhm.
I need to figure it out how he will stop after this arc. You see that he's going forward, and now I want to make him arc like going backward by the arc.
Mhm.
So that's why it's a little bit difficult. Continue.
Watching me, haven't you?
Aren't you? This arm will go down.
Oh, also, we have a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
question. Have you ever tried 3D animation? I know that 3D is like part of the course in Goblins.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw like, yeah.
Yeah, I tried in Goblin, but
Have you tried it after graduating? No. Fair enough.
no, I didn't. For now, I had no reason. I'm 2D animator.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I know there's one interesting artist who started as an animator, but they do like illustration and everything, and they've transformed their like 2D kind of visions in Blender. So
Yeah,
it's like super
Blender is
crispy and textury and like 3D animated, but it has like a very 2D feel to it.
yeah. I mean, I think if I were gonna use a 3D in my works, it's gonna be Blender. I think.
Yeah. Oh, and I think while we still have just a little bit of quiet time, I'm gonna voice one question. Is it possible to make animations of realistic people without huge knowledge of anatomy? And what would be the best way to study anatomy?
Study anatomy is copying books about anatomy for artists, because you don't have to copy books of anatomy for like medicine purposes, because it's different. We don't need that many details. We just need to understand the basic forms. So to study anatomy, I suggest you to copy books about anatomy for animate, for drawings, for artists, and drawing people. And it's gonna help you to remember how the muscles are drawn. And it's impossible, I think, to make a realistic animation without knowing anatomy, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna lack appeal, and it's gonna be weird,
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, because our brain is like very well adapted to understanding like the nuances, how the
Exactly.
human body
Exactly.
looks. So if we put a couple of lines that are out of place here, and then we're gonna design like draw a skull that is a little bit skewed or like too flat or anything, even if we can't put our finger on it, our brain still kind of process, oh, it's not a normal human. This is like
Yeah,
something's
that's
wrong
why.
is going on. And that's why appeal like goes down.
Yeah, that's why we need, usually for students I suggest to use stylized characters. As most character is stylized, it's better, because it's gonna help you to understand. For example, this guy has simple shapes in his form, but he's complex in the details. So if we're gonna miss all details, it's gonna be easier to animate because I understand the volume of it. And but if you're doing realistic characters animation, are we talking about realistic animation like in the movement, or realistic animation like in the design, in the character design? I mean, how character is like
Well,
is
the
look like?
question was to make animations of realistic people
So
without
yeah,
knowing.
it's
So
exactly, yes, it's that. So yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult, and it will be otherwise it's gonna be you're gonna rotoscope.
mhm.
Otherwise you need to understand the volume
Yeah.
and anatomy.
Well, I'm gonna use this place, perfect place for plugging our Discord server, because every Sunday we meet for about 2 hours and we do figure drawing studies.
Yes.
So it's a
We
perfect
we
way
use Croquet
to
Cafe,
learn
right?
anatomy.
We
Yep,
use Croquet
we're
Cafe.
using Croquet Cafe references and photos, and we usually try to go from fast, simple poses that are just for 1 minute up to a couple of poses for 10 minutes that like a lot harder. And we try also to pick topics and themes. So we either focus on some specific part of the body, we look up some references. So we basically get a little bit of theory to kind of get our brains going, and then we kind of support it with practice that comes right after. So win-win. Also, we got another question from Ksenia, and the question is, how do you draw your layouts? Sometimes it's hard to understand if it's on model or not.
It's also hard to understand for me. So basically, I draw how I can, and then my supervisor or character designer helps me. Basically,
Fair enough.
this is my approach.
How to stay on model? Call the design, the character
Yeah,
designer.
just do what you can, and then call the professionals.
Call for help.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like again, I'm helping myself with this guideline, right? Like I said before, I also I it's important to use if you work in in a studio, it's important to use a team as a reference. For example, other people like professionals,
Mm,
because you usually, if you do some project, you have professionals also as like yourself, and sometimes people really get in the model, and it's good to use some other people's shots or layouts as help for you, because sometimes it's layouts and model sheets are not the same. Sometimes during the project, people get better, I mean, develop the character better, or they become more appeal than model sheets, because model sheets was in the beginning of production, and the character designer made them like it's a first step of character designing. But then you have it's animation is better, so use that. When I worked for Scavengers, we always did that, because we had so many talented people, so many, and it was very useful.
Amazing. Thank you. And while we're still on the topic of the question, Caesar is asking, where did you study animation?
In Gobelin, in
Mhm.
Paris, and before that, I was in Polish Film School.
Mhm.
And it's funny,
In-
that Hollywood Reporter announced that. I mean, this year, the Hollywood Reporter did a
like a
list of
rating?
the best, yeah, rating, like best schools, animation school, film schools, actually, ever
Mhm.
uh, this year. And Gobelin and Polish Film School was just above, and
Mhm.
each of each other. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was Lodz. Is that
In,
right?
in
I don't
yeah,
know.
in
Yeah.
Łódź, yeah. I mean, in Polish pronunciation, it's Łódź, but yeah, it's called
Which? Really?
Lodz. Yeah, yeah,
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah.
I wouldn't. It's like the name Sir Sharon. that you would never like guess.
Right. Yeah. It's the same.
Yeah, but I heard about that school. That's a very, very strong school in terms of animation and in directing in general.
Many
Like, a lot of people
animation
into it.
animation is very good as artistic animation there. Like
Mhm.
festivals and stuff, there's very strong department. For commercial, I would not say. I mean, maybe it changed now. Yeah, because my former classmates were teaching now there, so they are
Mhm.
very cool, and I hope now it's better than it was before, because before it was just, all right, create an idea and make it how you can. But now maybe it's more about technique, how to do it, not only what about.
Mhm.
But still, it was amazing experience. I really loved it. I mean, I was 17 when I get there, so it was my basically coming out of age.
Well, that's very
Time.
impressive to get into that school at 17. That's like no silly
Yeah, I
feat.
guess.
I guess. Well, there you go. And another question, while we're still going, can an animator be hired anywhere in the world, or they need to travel to the studio's country before applying for a job?
It depends. It depends on the studio. It depends on the project. But some studios accept freelancers. Some studios not. They prefer to have you in house. Um, but it depends. Yeah. So you can basically you can. I mean, short answer: you can work from your country if you're a good animator.
Yeah, that's
For
true.
example, we did the
Sometimes just
scavengers.
yeah.
We did the scavengers like that, and nobody was in LA. We were
Mhm.
everywhere in Europe. Majority of animators.
That's cool. Yeah, it very depends because it's usually just like a tax issue, like a legal.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to apply for certain jobs because they require you to be in the country for like tax reasons.
Yeah. By the way, you was mentioning the free lessons. Soon we're gonna have new bunch of free lessons about take and acting and about dynamic movement. So keep updated. I mean, have yeah, go. You can find the new information about that in the Discord channels, or probably if you just search in our website. Sometimes you come and see what's new. So you're gonna see that we have something interesting.
Yeah, so one more reason to scroll down and click on the courses. And also reminding you, because I'm very serious about banning people if they haven't invited enough people. I'm still giving you 5 minutes to invite like 4 more people into the stream, or I'm banning you. I'm like looking. I know that who shared the link and who haven't. I see it on my screen.
Oh my god! Just people have to leave. Like
Oh no, come back,
what's
please,
the
please.
abusing stream?
No, we're just keeping it
Please.
silly.
Or not.
I don't think I can even ban. I'm not logged into the school's YouTube channel.
Okay, I'm almost done with this one. I still need to draw some ears. And we can finally start to make breakdowns, the more juicy part.
Yes.
Usually I'm doing this, it's quite simple pose, but usually I'm doing it in, I don't know, like 15 minutes, 20 maybe. But since I'm talking,
Yeah, we've been chatting away.
uh, I hope you have fun, guys.
I mean, I am. And since we don't have like a lot of people leaving, we still have like the same number. I guess people
Oh,
are having
wow.
fun too.
People, don't be
We're
afraid.
making it.
Don't be afraid. Kata was joking.
We're making it into the recommendations. And our questions, we have answered, I think, all of the questions that have been asked in the chat before. If I missed something, please text it again. And if you can, put like a big word question. So there would be like less chance I might miss it. Oh, someone. Let's see. Cesar saying that the stream freezes for him. So we'll see. If we have a bit more messages, we can have like a little tech break to see what's up. But if it's gonna be stable for the while, let's see.
Okay. Almost.
We got a comment. I really want to learn how to draw faster, but I need to finish 3D animation first. That's why gotta do your current assignments first before jumping into the new thing. No, so they're saying I think it's for me only. Well, if someone else has any issues with the stream, with the bandwidth, if something's happening, go always use the chat to write to us. You have already saved us once with the no sound when we're introducing ourselves. So I'm expecting you're going to save us again if something happens.
Yeah.
No, all good. You can write anything in the chat. It's my decision to read it out loud or not. So you're not disturbing anything.
Is it Ksenia Inozemtseva here?
Well, I've seen her questions. I'm not sure if she's still in the chat. She can say hi to us.
That's nice.
Because Ksenia actually, she was previously a student of our school. She was a student of Edward. And then after graduating our classes, they've been working very hard and got into Cartoon Saloon. And you've probably seen their new movie, My Father's Dragon. And Ksenia actually animated a lot of scenes from there. And if you've seen our graduate's journey stream, you can scroll a little bit lower in the lives. You'll see a little bit of her interview talking about her experiences in the school and how everything after school basically led to working on such interesting projects. And we have some more questions. As I work alone, I tend to replace character sheets with clay sculptures, as I'm more comfortable using clay to design the character and their poses. And I would like to hear your opinion about that.
About the clay.
Creating sculptures for your characters.
It's cool. If you have time for that, it is very good. But yeah, if you have like your project and you're doing it for a long time, it's good to understand the volume better, because here only I'm basically I had only one drawing, this one, and from one drawing I was trying today to understand how it works from different angles. Basically, I mean I probably mess it up, and probably Andre will say like, oh no, this is very bad, especially from behind. But I just needed to do something with that. When I have these poses, it's pretty okay, but still could be improved. I'm not character designer, so I could make some problems with that. But if you have a 3D model, like clay model, I basically it's better because you have like 360 degrees, right? And you can understand and study better your character. Yep.
Thank you. So there was your opinion on the clay sculptures. And I think it's also, I've seen just a couple of photos, like one of the exercises in Gobla that you create a 3D character like out of clay.
Yes, we did that, and also I did clay sculpture for my turnaround exercise. It was like super difficult, like golem,
Yes, I
stone
remember
golem.
with
So
lava.
thank you. I did the sculpture to understand better the volume, but I spent like so much time on that. Like, I mean, it's still thanks to that I spent like insane amount of time, like several months, like 8 hours per day. It's looking still good until, I mean, it's been already 7 years, and still I still like it. So if you really want to make something like astonishing for if you want doing something for yourself and or you're studying, if you put enough work, it's gonna be still good in several years after, even if you improve your skills. Okay, I think I'm done with this shot. I mean, with these keys. Oh no, I don't like that this bench, this stick is symmetrical. I mean, parallel with my
Uh-huh. Yeah,
my.
they're with on the same angle.
Yeah, I don't
That's
like it.
that's so me. Oh, I think I'm done. Oh, no, 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 no. Let me. This stick is wrong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm done. Oh no, 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 no.
It should be that way. No. Okay, I have an idea. Let's change that. Otherwise, it won't work.
Oh, the person who asked about the clay sculptures, making the clay sculptures for your characters, they've answered, "Wow, you really did that in your school." Because I was asking because I thought you'll say it's cheating or something like that. So I'm glad to hear
No.
that it's good. Well, I mean, it's your project, it's your animation. I don't know. You can't call it cheating if you created the model, the sculpture for
Yeah,
your
and
reference.
if you're doing whatever helps, so and the
Yeah,
best, I mean, the most important is the result. I guess.
I agree. Yeah, the result matters more. Well, I mean, the journey. Well, as long as you're like enjoying it, I think that's when the result matters.
I'm not sure how this. Yeah, it takes so much time, guys. Like creating just understanding how the pose, major pose, like keys pose, gonna
Mhm.
look like takes insane amount of time.
Yeah. I think last time when we had basically for those who don't know, on our school, if you finish all of the grades, all of the classes on top grades, you basically get this cool opportunity. We invite a person who works in this industry who's very, very good to give portfolio reviews to the students who basically like graduated top of the class. And Last time we had a very cool animator who also works in Cartoon Saloon. His name is Rohit Kelkar. And I think it was him who he talked about like before going into like uh I think it was about a different part of the process of creating an animation, but he talked about like golden poses. Basically, you need to kind of figure out poses that will show the characters kind of what you want to show the audience, what kind of feeling you want to get.
Yeah,
And it's very important to set those first. So you'll basically
yeah,
have like a railroad to go on.
exactly. Basically, what it's golden pose is what I'm doing now, and
Mhm.
let's check what we have, and let's for our like 40 minutes, let's create some breakdowns and see how our animation gonna breathe.
You've been watching me, haven't you?
Yeah, because now it's not working. I mean, it's working. We have keys, and keys answer questions. What's happening? So the keys answer always the question what's happening, but the breakdowns what I'm going to do now, answering questions how it's happening. So now I just understand. Okay, he is just turning around, pointing the finger, and being suspicious, right? But now I want to know how he's doing that, right? How he like with the weight shifting, desynchronization, arcs, speed, and stuff. So now we have only 6 frames, right? The most important 6 frames, but now it's gonna be second of importance.
Been watching me, haven't you?
Aren't you? Okay, I need a break for 2 minutes. Okay, so please chat,
Yes, to
and I
sync.
will be back.
Yes. We already have some questions. I've already. Yeah, hello? I've been silenced. I don't know how much you've heard from me or not, but we need to take just a couple of minutes to shake our hands off. I kind of understand because we've been going for like straight up hour of talking and drawing. So just a little kind of a minute of us talking. Right in the middle of it, right? Have I been silent or I've been silenced? Basically, I have some of the questions that haven't been asked yet. Basically, the scavengers question, the showreel question, the off-topic anxiety. I'm gonna keep it later till the end, if you're okay with that, because it is a little bit off topic, but we can still discuss it. But we're just gonna discuss it later. For those who are still here, thank you. We're just gonna be like a couple, maybe like a minute or two, and we'll be right back. For now, you can write any questions you want Edward to answer later. And for now, yeah, it's just going to be me and you. And as you remember, as some of you probably have been to our Discord channel, and if you haven't, you can join. This is a perfect moment to kind of set up all of your social medias to be attuned to our wavelength. You've probably seen the last project we did. The big project was Pink Floyd's music video for their 50th anniversary contest on the Dark Side of the Moon album, which turned out amazing. I think I've been looking at like the video for like several hours per day. I would just like let it loop for a little while. And next project we did, you've probably seen it because we announced it when we were enrolling people, that we've created a video for a very famous French journalist. His name is Katsuka. And it haven't been released yet, but I worked on it and it's very, very cool. And we have Edward back with us. So we can go back to the drawing board.
All right, so let's listen and understand where we're gonna add first breakdowns. Maybe I will make it.
The only thing
louder.
I'm gonna ask for you, because we turned off your screen, just to have me. Yep, if you can, that would be nice.
Of course.
There we go.
We have Okay. Let's hear.
Back to business.
You think?
All right. So first, we need to turn earlier a little bit.
You think?
then you have you as a sound as a lip sync. So then we're gonna need you've been, this one here. So basically a sound tells me where to make another breakdown. And then here, watching, I want to make this arc on watching, just acceleration. So I'm already, figure it out in my head how my arcs of the movement will go. So that's why I put it here. Then you will see what I'm planning to do. Watch. He's going up, and every direction change, it has the 3 frames. So for this direction change, we need the 3. Like this, it was first one. This is the second one, and here we need third one. And then here it's gonna be our arc. The face will go down by arc. Basically, he will go like that, and this frame here is gonna be in this moment. So basically by looking and listening, you've been watching me. I have an idea what to do. Then aren't you? Here it's gonna pause, and here it's gonna move. For now, I will keep only 1 frame. I want to make it more on the left. Okay. Okay, and here. For now, it's gonna be here. All right, let's make it real quick. Let's try to make it real quick. And breakdowns can be much more loose because we have keys, and it's enough to understand the model. Now we just have to create a movement. Basically, this frame will be very close to next frame.
Character design is so fun. I love the little pouty lip on the bottom, that lip that's bigger.
Yeah.
Makes him kind of sassy.
basically you can see that my spacing to my orange light table, it's my future frame, but my green frame, it's my previous, and you can see how I put it close to the orange more than the green one. It's called desynchronization. I mean, it's called slowing down. That's that's in my movement here. Position of the part of the body, it's close to the one part than other. So I'm not putting just frames in the middle. I'm deciding. That's why it's called breakdown, because I'm making decision about some positioning in the space. In between, it's just frames to make your animation smooth. They don't answer any questions. They just make it smooth. And breakdowns always make you some more, okay, there is decisions that we make. Okay, let's check. So first, oh no, I deleted.
Oops.
So you can see that my face already turning first before he started to speak. So it's already rotated almost completely. Okay, doing that. And I will shift a little bit. You can see I always use out of pack. I hope you guys know what it is. Out of pack, it's tool in the TV Paint. I don't know other software that I can, for example, like I said, orange drawing, it's my future drawing, right? It's what's gonna be next, this one. But when I have onion skin, like light table here in this drawing, I need to, for example, to know the volume of I need to keep the volume of next frame in this current drawing, right? This frame. But since it's a little bit shifted, yeah, it's a bit difficult. So I go here to light table parameters below my first drawing in the front. I click here on the small dot, and I can change position on my future drawing, like my next drawing, and I can put it exactly in position where what I want. And since I put it here, I know that my face still rotating, still coming. I mean, making a rotation. So my face, my nose, and stuff gonna be here. So I changing position on the right. I changed the light table, and thanks to that, I know where exactly my position of the nose and the face will be. It's gonna go more on the right. Same for the and now, for example, I want to keep the same volume of the eye. I put it here, a note. Now I again changing the volume here. So I shift it and also change position of the light table to you see my face is rotating. And thanks to light table, I can make it easily. Okay.
Wow, how much eyebrows? Like how the eyebrows are, it's like so central to the character.
Yeah.
I think he looks like 20 years older if he doesn't have the eyebrows.
Yeah. Actually, his eyebrows are connected. Oh yeah, wow.
Oh yeah, they're like a little birdie.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
O-
Uh-oh.
only now I mentioned. Only now I I noticed that. Nice. It's fine.
Well, I mean, it's still like the gold poses and first breakdowns. So
Sorry, I'm doing this breakdowns quite detailed.
no, I still think it's very interesting to see how people work in real time. Well, for me, it's insightful because I do some stuff like I might do differently, and seeing how people work in real time makes you kind of puts you in the perspective. What you do first, what you do second. How do you what I have what one question. Usually when I animate, I try doing like what I'm supposed to do, like trying to key poses first, breakdowns second, and kind of work step by step. Usually sometimes what happens is I would like create a movement and then I would start making breakdowns and I realize I want to kind of change the key poses and it
Yeah, it's
turns
normal.
into a horrible cycle of like going back and forth until you kind of lose the idea completely.
Yeah, but it's
So,
normal. It's
yeah.
normal if just the challenge is not to lose an idea, lose your idea.
Yeah.
It's you're changing your keys because you figure it out that's okay. The motion will be slightly different, but the idea should be there. Idea should not
Mhm.
change. I mean, if you just didn't come out with a better idea.
Mhm. Yeah. True. The only option is to stop yourself.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you see that the ear maybe it's too much, but
Mhm.
for now I will keep it like that because it gives a lot of volume rotation.
Mm.
Okay, what's here as well? Okay.
Mhm. And just like a question from me, because now I'm like generating questions in my head now. Uh, what would you say was like your favorite character to animate? Do you have like a favorite
Oh wow.
style you like to go to, or like a favorite design you worked on? Something just like clicked with you.
Um, I like every design of Andre Sitari. Yeah, it's my favorite characters. All designs of Andre, and
True.
not all, to be honest, but designed what he did for my project. They're the best.
Fair enough.
Actually, soon we're gonna, I hope in May, we're gonna publish one teaser
Amazing.
that we did. It's gonna be a launch of our studio, and we're gonna publish teaser what we did in the studio with our students as well. Students
Mhm.
participated in this process, and yeah, we did it like as a fun project.
Wow, amazing. Keep an eye for that as well.
Yes.
It's gonna be like around May. Mhm.
Yeah.
Keep it in your
Yeah.
notebooks. Whoever
Before,
has like open notebooks with pens,
before,
write it down.
we were trying to make it to. I mean, it's done. Just we want to publish it before Annecy.
Makes sense.
Okay, let's check how it works.
You've
Okay.
been watching me.
One last thing here. Again, I want to start. It's like it's the finish of the turn, but now I want to start the turn. So basically, this should go. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. It's gonna go low. In my reference, I think my shoulder went first. Okay. So this shoulder also will be first.
Making stuff less synchronized, so it's going to be like more natural movement.
Exactly. Thanks for commenting.
Did I get an A?
Yeah. 5 points
Yes.
for Gryffindor. What's your house?
I don't know. I think last time I used Pottermore, I was Slytherin.
Slytherin. Okay, 5 points to
Yeah.
Slytherin.
To the evil ones in the chat.
Then that's, I mean, they evil, okay, but it's not. It was not the point in the beginning. It was just ambitious.
Well, I mean,
I'm
same.
I'm
It just
probably gonna
depends on
do
the type of the ambition you got.
exactly ambition to conquer the world. Uh, I'm boring. I am Gryffindor, probably.
Mm.
I
Probably.
didn't get I didn't get a novel, but I think that I'm a Gryffindor.
I think there's a site, I don't know if it still exists or not, because I've used it when I was like in school and I'm 25. It was called Pottermore. And they had these like very beautifully animated tests. There was one about the Patronuses, I think.
Patronus, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was so beautiful. I was mesmerized. For me, like coming from like web, like, I don't know, not 1.0. I haven't seen 1.0, but mostly it'd been like very basic HTML coding and like some GIF images. And when you go there, it's like fully 3D, it's animated, the camera's flying all over the forest,
Yeah.
and no one gets the same like exact questions because they randomize it. So people won't be able to kind of click the right options to get the coolest character possible. And everyone like got a different animal. And I think I got oh no, I got a mole. I got like the little rodent that goes in the ground and digs.
Oh wow.
But I think it's perfect for me. I would be very happy if someone like threw a mole into my hands, like and let me hold it. I would be like the happiest person. So it worked for me.
Wow. Okay.
I don't need like a big deer or like unicorns or like griffins like someone got. Me and my rat, we're gonna be okay.
Well, write in the chat what's house you have.
I mean, yeah, if you went through tests like that, or maybe like you don't need a test
You
for
just
an
feel
imaginary
that
creature from an imaginary franchise. If you feel that your Patronus is like a four-winged griffith with a head of a lion or something, fair enough. Whatever rocks your boat.
I think I also did this test, but I don't remember who is my Patronus.
Yeah, I think they have like a lot of options. A lot
Yeah.
of birds. Someone just looked it up. Well, there you go. Stay here with us. Then we're going to finish. And then you're going to go and find out who your Patronus is. And then you can come back and leave it in the comments. So people will be very confused. People will just be writing like comments. I got an owl. I got a bear.
Yeah.
Almost if it was like a raffle. We were like giving out animals.
So
Oh,
every time when I do a frame, I'm trying to make a desynchronization to move one part bigger, faster, one part slower. Well, it's exactly what I'm doing now with my for example, you can see with the tail. That's this part is moving faster now, and the tip of the tail move slower. For example. Yeah. For example. Okay, it's enough for this. Okay, the horns. Damn it. Okay, let's make it quick. They need to cross each other. Okay, let's check.
You've been
Okay, now rhythm of this movement I don't like.
You've been
Okay, and the sound. It starts here. So if it starts here, I need to put here this drawing when with you. So, yeah. Okay. So let's do that.
You've been
Okay. It starts to be alive.
we've connected the electrical rods.
Yeah.
And put the electricity. It's finally moving.
Yes, it's true. Okay.
Oh,
it has
also.
this has
Oh.
some character already. Yeah. Go.
No, I just had a question about like your time animating on Scavenger's Reign. Have
Yeah.
you found animating like aliens and these kind of like creatures difficult?
Mhm.
Did you reference like animals,
No.
animal movement videos? So everything for the creatures was like just from
Yeah.
the imagination?
Pure rhythm and arcs exploration.
Amazing.
Yeah. I did
That's
I did
very
that.
cool.
I think it was what episode was? I don't remember. Fifth episode or sixth
I
at the
forgot.
beginning. In the beginning, I did some creatures like on the on the vessel in the on the ship. It was some poor guy trying to escape, and it was some creatures trying to eat him. I did them, and it was fun. Other than that, I didn't animate the creatures. I did animate characters.
Ah, interesting. They separated the animators who did the creatures?
Sometimes yes. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
for some people who
Depends.
was really good in animating the
Mhm.
creatures. Or yeah.
Interesting. It's very cool. Because even the
It
shots where you animated them, they felt so like real. So I thought maybe you went and like looked for similar animals to kind of study
no.
the movement
I
at
don't
least.
remember. I think no. I'm not sure. Okay, let's check. You've been. Okay, what's here is going on? Let's check my reference. Been. Okay, here I did my interesting squish. This one, I've been. I really like this squeeze. Yeah. Interesting, but it's also difficult. Difficult frame. Let's check. Okay, so it's gonna be here. I believe. Just a little bit higher. And just here. Bin and
Cesar is saying Scavenger's Reign is an amazing series. I agree.
it's true. It's true. It's one of this kind. It's one of its kind.
True.
Now this guy looks like a hollow from Scavengers. Is this guy who eats, who telepathically communicates with people? Been You've been watching. Been. Sometimes I look at the camera to see or to understand my mouse how it works. So it's open and the teeth. In You've been. This should be more you. Like that. And the jaw will go down because the mouse is open. The jaw goes, opens and goes down. Same here. A little bit. So suspicious. Oh my god. You've been watching me.
I think that's from that moment in the movie. It's like the main antagonist is being revealed.
Yeah. It's not the main guy of the Sherlock Holmes, like a main antagonist of Sherlock Holmes. Or what's his
I'm
name?
not
I
sure.
forgot.
I don't remember. I was
Okay.
I want to say I was watching with like one eye open, but I was I think more to the end. I was more like skipping, looking for some meaty good stuff.
I'm surprised that you found it. It's very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's also a very good clip. I
It's very
also liked
good.
another one because I looked through several movies, and there was this one black and white Sherlock Holmes movie, and it was very cool. And there was this lady, and she's like a femme fatale. She's wearing like a huge hat with like one eye covering the face, and it's like an interpretation of Sherlock Holmes where they're like
Uh-huh.
in their like 1930s or something.
Yeah.
So she gets into the car, and there's like this big mafia
Yeah.
guy sitting,
I
and it's like,
remember.
uh he was like, everything went well. And she was like, just a matter of murder. And I was like,
Yeah.
such a good line. I'm probably gonna steal it since we're not using it. Yeah, but I'll share the sound clips, the exact links in the Discord, if you want to, like in the thread, under the announcements of the announcement of this workshop. So you'll be able to go back and like find it and maybe try something on your own or look for other good, what do you
Yeah.
call it? Other good lyrics you can use.
Oh, I love him so much. He's so cool. This guy.
Yes. He's very scrunkly, as they like
Yeah.
to call it.
You've been watching
I love
me.
it.
You've been watching.
Yeah, this is cool. This is nice thing, like this squeezing eyes. Like you've been
Yeah.
watching me. Wow.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a soul of the animation. When you make breakdowns, it's your animation become more alive.
Like
Because
real.
key
Yeah.
is just it's just like information where what's happening. It's like basically like I'm telling you, okay, this guy went to that shop and bought something, right? But when it's like expressing like, okay, what's happened before, like during, like, okay, he went to the shop and there it was a guy with a gun, and it's more like
The
uh
meat.
yeah, the meat of the story.
Yeah. True.
You've been.
Okay.
My computer says we have been streaming for 111 minutes. Lucky number.
Oh wow.
Think about your
One,
wishes.
one, one. Yeah.
Yes, I have to applaud to all of the people with their endurance in terms of attention span.
How many people
I had
stay here?
right now we have 14, which is still pretty amazing.
Oh wow,
I'm
people
usually
left.
people who's like, oh wow.
It's such an interesting stream. Why people leave?
I think it's just hard for some people to watch
No, but of
streams
course,
as they
of
go
course,
on.
of course.
I still get sometimes I would get discouraged. I also have streams called 5 Minute Friday, and also sometimes I would get like viewers would drop. But then people watching the recording and actually write me like, "Oh, the stream was so fun! Like, thank you for posting it." So you never know who's gonna get inspired. Maybe in like a couple of years, someone's gonna stumble on this stream and just gonna watch it for fun. And
It's
I
true.
got
It's
you
true.
right there.
Yeah, some people tell me about the witch animation that we did. It was
Mhm.
fun, and
Oh yeah.
people saying it's basically the same. It was a take, but it was the turn, not acting. Actually,
Mhm.
I've been avoiding making acting for a long time. I don't know why. So this is a historical moment.
So, and since you were talking, we already have 5 more people. So we're fluctuating.
Thank you guys for telling other people to come.
Yes, you
I've
click
been
those share links.
I've been saying that this stream is cool. You need to share them. You need to
It's
tell
cool.
people. You need to tell people to come. the best part become. I mean, start. Begin. Yeah.
Yeah, but those who are already here, you can basically get a medal for a good attention span. Cesar is saying this is a very interesting class. I have to agree. I have to agree because I'm sitting here in the class and hosting it. But I like
Okay,
it.
let's
No, I
check.
think I'm in
let's
the best
check.
position.
Let's check.
Yeah.
You've been watching me. You've been.
So his arm will be here. I'm gonna speed up.
For sure. But I think I'm in the best position. I have to listen intently for all of the very interesting, insightful, smart, like tips and tricks. I just have to listen to those lessons and they have to like be somewhere there in my brain. Oh no.
Okay.
I love how he has like a little puff on his chest. Kind of feathers or
Yeah. He isn't. I mean, it's a leshy, so
Mhm.
he meant to be polymorph,
Mhm.
changing his
He's like a
appearance.
changeling. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
Oh, so he's like a bunch of elements because I've noticed
yeah,
the legs, they're webbed. He has like horns, a very like long kind of cow tail.
yeah. But the last, I mean,
Yeah.
our last version, what we obviously took, it's more pronounced
Mhm.
in that regard,
Mhm.
more more visible that he is different parts of different animals.
Interesting. Maybe someday I would like to get Andre to talk about the process of kind of creating the character.
Oh yeah,
Same
it would
with
be
this
nice.
Leshy, like go step by
Yeah.
step, like why this design didn't work, why that design didn't work. Maybe
Because
once you
I
finally
said
reveal
no,
it.
basically.
Well, I mean, there was a decision behind it. There was like a reason. It's very
Eh,
interesting to listen what
no.
people like decide. No,
I just tossed a coin and just said yes or no. Nice, just like that.
redo all. It wasn't there was like an anime releasing very soon, which is basically
I
like
saw,
I
I
forgot what it
saw.
was called, but it was
Yeah.
basically the name is the meeting is like redo all.
Yes, yes. She was doing something like and then redo all. I saw it in Katsuka
Yeah.
Instagram. Wait. Okay, this arm should be in next frame. Cut to brush and put it here. Good. Good. And this arm, I don't like it because it's flat. I like when it's in volume, like that. It's look like a beard, like he's so grandpa, like some kung fu master, like very grampy.
I can't tell if he's like 5 or 50 years old.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that speaks to his kind of immortal character. He
Yeah.
embodies something old, something young. But for me, I get the feeling that he's kind of sassy, very powerful, but he doesn't need to show his strength. He used the power of mean words
Oh, he just
to
mean.
drive people away.
I think he just mean.
I'll just beat him with the stick.
Yeah. What you doing in my forest?
Has like a set of little sticks because they break so easily from hitting everyone.
This stick for Friday.
A stick collection. Oh,
Yeah.
this is my Sunday stick. It has a thorn on it.
Okay, let's check what's going on.
You've been what? You've been.
Okay, this arm is too active. Sorry guys, it's really like it's a really huge challenge to maybe because maybe that's why I didn't make acting before, because it's a huge challenge just to, because usually when I do animation like that, like acting, it's very difficult, very difficult.
Mhm.
I basically just don't even listen to music because it's so difficult, and I need to be in the flow, in the process of flow. It's just not disturbed. But now I'm talking and drawing,
Yeah.
extremely
And
difficult
streaming.
animation, and streaming,
Yeah.
people watching me, like, oh my god.
Been watching me.
Exactly, and also he is like, you've been watching me, like.
From every turn.
It's basically my sentence about the stream today. You've been watching me.
You've been.
With a note of surprise.
You just can't even imagine how easier it's to give a feedback than to make it animation in front of people.
You.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, what's about the horns? Okay, ears.
You've been. You've been.
Okay.
You've been watching.
Okay, I want to do now watching. You see, I open my eyes very, very open, very wide. So, and that I'm gonna do now. Been watching.
How are you looking into answering a couple of questions we got? I know you're very focused on doing one thing, but I can ask a couple of
Yeah, go, go, go.
shorter
Oh,
ones.
mhm.
How was the experience working in Scavengers? Were you in the layout or in retakes?
On layout.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they proposed me in the beginning to be supervisor, but I rejected because I had my project going on and my classes, and I couldn't deal with so much work. So I said no, and I end up just as a layout animator.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
And another question. Do you think a showreel made by someone trying to break into the industry should only have non-copyrighted character designs?
Not necessary. I mean, it's better if you're, but if you try to break into the animation industry, it means that you don't have experience, right? So how would you get experience if not you using copyrighted? I mean, because copyrighted characters, they're the best to learn because you have already experienced character design and stuff. Who design your I mean, who design these characters, right? So I
Mhm.
believe that this is the best approach. So I have nothing against that. Also, our students using them all the time.
Mhm. Plus, you're kind of getting the experience of learning how to be on model for the
Exactly,
character
exactly.
someone else designed
Yeah, 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 exactly.
in a different style. Another question we have is, can I use Krita to do some 2D animation? Because TV
Uh,
Paint is a paid software and I'm not ready to spend money on paid software.
I have no experience in Krita, but if you can do it 2D animation, sure, why not?
Mhm. Well, I mean, there's like a lot of options you can try out. I think even Blender has like an animation, 2D animation kind of
Yeah.
view. So you can even try it out in there. I'm not sure. I used Krita a long time ago. I know that one of the animators on the project for Pink Floyd for the video,
Ah,
one
yeah,
of the characters,
Mikhail. Yes,
yeah,
Mikhail.
Mikhail, he used Krita
Yeah,
primarily to animate his shots. So
yeah,
it's absolutely possible.
yeah, maybe.
I usually use Clip Studio Paint, which is also another. It's more of a drawing app. It has a lot of animation features, and I know that a lot of studios in the East use Clip Studio Paint because it has like a system of organizing your files that are for them is kind of more familiar. So you can always have options. You can also put a phone on like a plastic box and just shoot your animation that you drew on a piece of paper, which is also completely valid. Yes, I agree. Blender Grease Pencil is amazing. There was this animator. I think he's a French animator. His name is Deo
Alan?
Deus, I
Oh.
think. And he does very interesting things with Grease Pencil. I think he was one of the animators who kind of made it so popular as it is. I think he had like a couple of like YouTube videos and in like tutorials and in general, just like YouTube videos made with Grease Pencil that I got like very, very popular. Oh, Caesar is using Krita for illustration animation. See, open source geek.
Also, eyes, our pupils are not flat. They basically, when you
Mhm.
have an eye, our
Mhm.
pupils is another volume of the eye. So basically, when you have what's this, eyelashes, right? They move with the pupils, and they
Mhm.
become more rounded in, for example, like I mean like that, where the pupil is in place. So
Mhm.
just a small tip.
Oh wow! Someone's saying I've seen people use Ibis Paint and their fingers to animate.
Yeah, but we're learning tools to be freelancers, right? To work in the studio,
Mhm.
because if you're serious about animation and you want to make to do in the studio, it's better that you know the software where what you're gonna use in the studio.
Pipelines are there for a reason, and some like software you just have to use.
You've been watching me. Been watching me.
Mhm. I animated Tom and Jerry. Well, no matter 3D, 2D, every animator is welcome. We will not shy away. Toon Boom, TV Paint, Moho Animated, Clip Studio are the standard, right? Well, I can't say. I don't know. It's probably depending on the production.
Yeah, I don't know any software except, I mean, Photoshop, After Effects and stuff. But I mean, I'm talking about purely drawing 2D drawing animation. I have no experience in Toon Boom,
Mhm.
and I'm being fine. There is many projects in TubePaint, so I like TubePaint
Yeah,
software.
same.
Okay.
But I think, yeah, it depends on the pipeline.
Yeah, it's true. Okay.
You've been watching. You've been watching me, haven't you? Been watching. Watching me. You've been watching. Been watching. Watching me. Watching. Watching me.
come up a different way to watch the stream today is to mute us and put in 5x so you can have like a speed paint of the animation.
Yeah.
That's also one way. But I think it's a little bit more insightful if you see everything in real time.
But if you have a video in 1.5 speed after, and you listen everything, I mean, you hear everything, it's fine.
Yeah, true. Actually, I never done that, but I've heard that a lot of people sometimes watch. Well, sometimes people watch TikToks with like 1.5 speed, even though they're like 15 seconds. But a lot of people do it with videos. In general, just to, I guess, spend a little less time.
Yeah, there is in the internet so much content, and you just
Mhm.
sometimes don't have time to swallow everything in normal speed.
Yeah. So I got to give to all the people who have been sitting us here live at 1 point speed. Unfortunately, we can't talk faster in real time.
Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry guys,
But
it's not it's alive.
yeah.
It's normal life.
But I just wanted to say thank you. You're still watching, still here. I mean, I would be watching because it's interesting to watch when people just
You
work.
have no choice.
And also, yeah, I mean, I have no choice. I'm sitting here. But at least I'm
You're
enjoying
trapped.
it. You know,
Yeah.
you can just be miserable. I'm having a fun time. For me, the streams are always kind of a fun kind of lesson, workshop, event. And I mean, I do retain the information. I think it was like already 3 times I've mentioned other streams and like niche moments from the streams. So something is in there. We just got to take it out to use it. Oh, I'm sorry. I won't be able to no, I will be able to read your nickname. Or weird. I just got confused by the numbers. Is saying the stream is really helpful and fascinating to watch. I wouldn't be able to watch it faster anyways. Fair enough.
It's
I also
nice.
don't watch videos on the extra speed.
Thanks for saying that.
Thank you.
I hope that's my efforts, not just efforts. It's just gonna be useful.
Not just me talking.
Yeah.
Well, it's most likely because of the live demonstration. I think it's really useful to watch a professional work. I agree. Without any like extra stuff, just like step by step. Because sometimes people over explain some stuff, and it's really informative when you watch something happening like right there in the moment. Yes, thank you for the nice comments. Oh, hello, Manuel. Have you been here with us the whole time? I'm putting a special shout out to a student of our school. I don't remember
Yes.
all of the students by name, but I just remember Manuel because Manuel goes to a lot of our practices. We have on Discord, we have several practices we do. One of them is Thursday practice, which is just a focus chat room. We meet every Thursday and we just either we have set up like goals we need to complete. We either share our projects we're working on, no matter how serious they are or not. We have one person. I don't think they're with us on the stream right now. Well, they haven't said hello, so I don't know if they are there or not. But they're working on a really fun game with it's like a little mouse fighting big bad guys, and they've been animating the little jumps and dashes and stuff
Oh,
like
wow.
that. We have one person who's working on their personal project of these like guardian angels. And there's this one guardian angels who's really bad at their job, and they're like very sweet. And we just kind of sometimes we talk a lot. Sometimes we just talk. Sometimes we just animate. No one's talking. We're all super focused. It really depends, just on the mood we're at today. And on Sundays,
So
since
cool.
I was talking about the practices, on Sundays we do figure studies. But I've already talked about this before, but we just look at some good examples of sketches and life drawings. We also go a little bit through anatomy as a quick refresher, and then we just draw figures. We do poses from 1 minute to like 3, 5, and 10 minutes. In total, I think it takes about 2 hours. Plus, if you're willing and if you're brave enough, up for the challenge, you can always share your works in the special subfolder we have, and you can also watch others people's works there. And as a little tradition, we've kind of established, I give different emojis as like different stickers as a way of praise. And I mean, of course, 5 Minute Friday, but 5 Minute Friday happens on YouTube and with me. But I'm really open to the idea of sharing the space with someone else. For example, if you have a project and you want to kind of feel accountable, you can always join the 5 Minute Friday, and we can always organize. I can share all of my spaces with you because it's been really fun. Turns out, like when I create a project or I'm doing something on my own, if there's no, I would say, stakes in terms of like money. For example, if I'm going to a course, I'm very motivated because I pay for it. I need to kind of extract value from what I've spent. But if I'm doing some personal projects, I'm very, very like open to just abandoning them. Once I don't have enough dopamine going through the first couple of steps of the project, I kind of lose interest and it dies down. So having accountability, having people who will be interested in your project, even if it's like 2 or 3 people, reporting on your progress, tracking it, actually brings you to kind of this new level of, I don't know, consistency. I think because on 5 Minute Friday we changed the style a little bit. Before we did different animations, but they were very kind of small, very sketchy. So I decided to kind of move the format and make it a little bit longer and make like a bit more complicated animations. I think I even created like the character designs, and Andre Sitari was kind enough to give me some feedback.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, it's
So.
I've been developing second project with Andre, and we were friends from Gobelin time.
Sweet.
It's very nice to work with friends. I really like I like his work.
Yes, he's very good. I think the last stream we had Andre Sitari on was the fundamentals of art direction, which you can also watch. I think it will be in the same playlist, workshop playlist, or not sure since I'll have to check. But most likely it's somewhere around very close. I think it was 2 workshops ago. And it was very interesting. He was talking about the fundamentals of art direction, what it takes to be an art director, what kind of work you're supposed to do, and all of the intricacies like that. So after finishing this stream, if you're in the mood for one more stream, if 2 hours isn't enough for you, first of all, congratulations on having like such a big brain for it. And also, yeah, you can just go and check our Andre Sitari workshop we did some while ago.
I think I will not finish it in any by any chance. but I will do as much as possible, maybe maybe 20
But I
more
mean,
minutes.
we did a lot of work already, so.
Yeah, I was more precise in the beginning, and you can.
I just
And
said we, like I did something.
I did until this moment. I was very. I developed quite a bit.
Mhm. Mhm.
I will turn on. So until this moment, it's quite good.
You've been what? You've been what? You've been what?
I mean, of course, I'm not satisfied about the character design and stuff, but it's for now. I'm trying to understand the motion as well. Sometimes you can see that I skip some detalization, but because the face is the most important also, and the pose is already readable, but the face is like the motion. It's also it's secondary because first of all, when you do acting, when you do emotions, it's emotions of the body. It's body language first, and only then you're adding expression. But of course, like you have it in mind, right? Like, some expression when you're doing some pose, but the face, it's a second part. First, it's body language.
Anything what?
I think it's too much. Too much. Yes. Like that. It's like that. Ching. I really like how his mouse with the teeth works. Yeah, and here I'm making a step finally to make it works.
You've been watching me. You've been watching me. You've been watching.
Just here, when he's saying watching, he become too tall. I want to make a stretch, but not make him feel tall. So I need to put the body a little bit down to make his like neck making a job. I mean, he has almost no neck, but there is a neck somewhere.
That's what I tell myself when I go for another
Ah.
chocolate bar at 1 a.m.
I have a neck somewhere.
It's there. It's holding all of
It's-
like
yeah.
my big precious head.
If it's not visible, it doesn't mean that it not exists.
Just because you can't see it.
Yeah.
You've been watching me, haven't you? You've been watching me.
Yeah. Works pretty cool.
Been watching me. You've been watching me. You've been watching me. Watching me. Watching.
Since I have the same, almost the same pose in 3 frames, like this with this angle, because it's quite a difficult angle, unusual. So I will use the same hair position.
Mhm.
So I'm sorry, I think I cut you.
No, I was just talking about, since we initially planned the stream to be a little bit shorter. So how much
Yeah, I
time do
mean
you think
it's
you
gonna
still
end
have?
in 10 minutes. I think
Okay.
we're gonna stop.
So, because yeah, we talked about 10 minutes before that you were willing to stop in like about 20 minutes. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure for me, for our technical masters of the stream and
Yeah.
for the chat, just so you know, we have about 10 more minutes.
Yes.
And then we'll probably go and have some rest. Or
Yes.
someone's going to animate. Someone's going to feel so inspired. I wonder
Yeah.
if someone is animating with us in the background.
Question me. Question me.
Yeah, because it's not impossible to finish this kind. I mean, in my approach,
Of course.
how I really like, you know, it's super rough still, but it's I think it would be impossible to finish it. And also
Well,
we
animation.
spent a lot of time for the first key. I mean, my last key. I mean, in the frame.
But I mean, animation is it's not like dancing or singing. It's very hard to showcase in the moment until it's like ready, because it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort.
Yeah.
I mean, music, dances also take a lot of time, a lot of effort to learn, practice, and stuff like that.
Yeah, but when you make, but when you
Yeah.
master it, it's just instant.
True.
You just take a violin and voila, there is a chef d'oeuvre, masterpiece. Yeah. I mean, of
Well, I
course,
mean, in terms of tie
yeah.
downs and keyframes, I think most of the people, I think all of the people are on stream are very impressed with the quality of the tie downs. So you can make
Come
an
on,
allegory to
this
that.
is this is like very rough tie down. This is not nothing with on the stream on my courses. I'm always showing Mael Gurmalen, he did uh, animation on Klaus, and if you search him internet, if you Google him, he has so polished tie down. But of course, it takes not like 2 hours, right, on the stream, but he has so polished tie downs. Yeah. Me. Okay, so there is a me. Me looks like very wide.
Or weird is saying that they're not animating but just drawing. Still. Multitasking.
He's like evil Yoda or Gremlin. Do you remember Gremlins?
Yeah.
There is no, you don't remember?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I mean, I
there,
watched it when I was young, but I still remember them.
yeah,
The
it
ones you
was
can feed after midnight.
feed or put in the water. Yeah. I remember as a kid. I never watched it later, but it's like it looked like Gremlin. This
A
guy,
little bit.
yeah.
He has the same energy. So
Okay. This drawing is out of model for sure, but it's fine. It's just rough.
I mean, we've been here for like 3 hours straight.
Yeah, because his eye is too on the right. He was so cute. What he has become?
He got animated.
Oh my god, he just yeah, so cute.
I mean, most of us looks very good in still photographs, but like once we move. Hello, Riley. A little bit late hello, but still hello to you. I wonder how much people have been here from the start and how much people have joined us in the last like minutes, hours.
It's last
If you
now.
want
It's
to.
our last minutes.
I mean, it's the last minutes for us, but this is a perfect time to. I mean, we have. Oh, actually, we have two questions. Well, for the chat, I'm just gonna give a quick thing. If you wanna type something in the chat, you can type how long you've been watching the stream, if you can tell. And while we're still here, actually, I have two. I think one question. We'll skip one. First of all, it wasn't really on topic, and second of all, it didn't have a word question in the beginning. So I'm using this as a learning
Power.
moment
Yeah.
for the chat. But we
Yeah.
can discuss it a later day. But the question was maybe a little off topic, but what do you do when you're in a creative crisis? When you have deadlines and assignments and they're coming closer, but because of this, you become more anxious and even unwilling to start doing the work?
Difficult question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I had ever a crisis, like creative crisis. I basically I have a pause. Basically, always if I feel anxiety or like I feel something like bad about the work, I have a pause. I have to rest for a while, and usually like if I mean usually my problem is not about the like I cannot do anything. Usually it's about um like I'm comparing myself to other professionals, and since I pick some road, some path that's only suits for me, and for example I'm launching a studio, and but in the same time I have impression that I still have to do a lot of like work and for other studios, and you know get experience and learn and become better and better, and now I basically closing myself in my projects, and that's not very active in some moments. Sometimes it takes a lot of time just to launch something, right? To create it's a long process. For 2 years sometimes you can you just do your things and not and don't see and not see the end of it, right? And meanwhile people just freelancing, getting better, having amazing projects, going to you know some awards and stuff, yeah, for the projects, and this sometimes gives me a lot of stress, for example, that I'm kind of having I'm staying behind. So I never had like crisis project artistical crisis, but I have a lot of, for example, I had a lot of feelings like that, and what helps me is just to like understand that it helps me is just understanding that this is my path. I don't need to compare myself to other people. I have amazing students. I've been teaching for a while. I'm doing it good, because like in my experience my students have had a lot of success, and like you can see our demo reels or like compilations, and it's amazing work, so I'm proud of it. It's one thing, and another thing, yeah, like I have a possibility to do my projects. I'm 32 or I'm 31, and I can be already director. I don't need to have like 40 years of experience just to start my projects, and that's why this motivates me and helps me to move on. So you see I have kind of personal personal approach. So I'm not sure if it's gonna help you.
I mean, it's still wise. Taking a break, not comparing yourself to other people.
Yeah,
being
exactly.
kind of sure that your path
Because
is your own.
because always gonna be someone who gonna be better than you, and it's unavoidable.
Mhm. Yeah, and also people have very different walks of life. Sometimes people have like different opportunities, different experiences, and that very much applies to their work in general. So even if you're comparing yourself to someone else, you never know what was before their story that got them in that moment, and you don't know what's gonna wait for you. So
So maybe on this
mhm.
moment, on this high motivative speech, we can
Well, I
stop
mean,
this
yeah.
stream.
Yeah, we can slowly roll to a close. This will probably kind of conclude our lip sync secrets workshop. Hopefully, well, judging by the comments, people had fun, and
So
it
good.
was pretty insightful for them. So, thank you for all of the kind comments. If you're here in the chat, please say thank you again to our mentor, Edward, who was kind enough to animate for us for like what 3 hours,
Yeah, it's
which is
true.
completely insane. Just
Maybe I will finish this rough, and we're gonna publish it. So some of the time.
Mhm.
Let's just check what we have. Last
Yeah.
check.
Before I give all the announcements for the end.
Yeah.
You've been watching me, haven't you?
Yeah, this is the most interesting also part. Like, aren't you? There is gonna be a nice overlap in action and stuff, but not today, guys. It's gonna take us
Alas.
another
Yeah.
2 or 3 hours.
True enough. Well, wait for part 2 tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow. No.
No. Tomorrow we have Sunday session. So feel free to come to our Discord server for the figure drawings. But for now, I think we're gonna stop with our lip sync workshop. Again, hope everyone had fun. If you like what you saw, if you like the animations or you like the vibe generally we had here, of course, you can go down into descriptions. Check out our courses because our new courses, they're starting in June. So now you have just enough time to kind of think everything through, look through other like workshops we have, and even try a couple of free courses we have on the site already. Of course, join our Discord if you have any animations of your original characters. I'm eating them up. I love them. We have a couple of people who share consistently, and this was like my most favorite part of the day. And of course, you can always subscribe to our newsletter to keep yourself in the loop with what's happening in the school, what projects are we taking in, and so on and so forth. Because both the brain damage and the Katsuka, they were, I think they were announced way like back when we were only enrolling the students in. So you can always kind of know what to expect. And one last thing before we completely shut off. Next stream, what we're going to have, it's going to be about Pink Floyd, about the projects our students were creating for the contest on the 50th anniversary of their album Dark Side of the Moon to the song Brain Damage, which is going to be very interesting. It's going to be on the 6th of April, 17 UTC. And it's probably going to be a little bit shorter than what we had today because we're mostly going to be discussing the making of and how people collaborated in such a big project with so many people and have still enough space to be free in their kind of creative endeavors. So yeah, we'll be focusing on 2D animation, VFX animation, and yeah, just as I said, because I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget how they collaborate between each other. Thank you for all of the thank yous and goodbyes. I had a really fun time, even if it was a little bit long. Still very surprised how active and encouraging people were, and it's still thanks to you. Hey, Leonardo. Yeah, you're a little late, but good thing is all of our streams are recorded. So if you're here, no matter how you watched our stream live, recorded, sped up 5x, or slowed down if you're that kind of person, thank you. I hope this was fun for you. And yeah, this is the perfect time to say goodbye. Thank you for being here with us. See you next
Bye-bye.
time.
Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Hello everyone, this is Animation School. My name is Edward Kurchevsky and I'm professional 2D animator based in Paris.
Bobby, would you care for a piece of pie?
I studied animation over 10 years in one of the top schools in the world, and now I'm ready to share my knowledge with you. In the past 4 years of teaching, my students achieved remarkable results and working in studios like Cartoon Salon, Skiad, studying in schools like Gobelin l'École de l'Image and CalArts.
I'm not sure what we've got here, Charlie. But if we've got what I think we've got something.
Our goal is to prepare qualified professionals in a short amount of time during our intense course. We are here to also create a bridge between you and studios and help you find your first professional position in industry. Online studying became one of the most important parts in worldwide education system, and I am pretty sure with us you will achieve great results. Good luck!
Oh, what the... Guys, what happened to honor and democracy and everything?
Нет, я понимаю. Просто я соскучилась.
People don't just turn into things.
I do.
The guy with the money. And the gun.
Nailed it. I know. Thank you. Moving on.
Do you hear that? It's the winds of change.